Jackson, Alana. There's Alana. And there's Jackson. Yep. We are in the closet. We are under an active tornado warning. There's Gwen. Say hey, Gwen. And there is Mama. Mama does no types of production. She not here for none of it. She is like, ma'am, leave me all the way alone. So we are in North Carolina. Y'all got to try to find some way to put y'all because I didn't bring the tripod in the closet. Okay, let me see. Use the shoe. Use the shoe. How do you use the shoe? Okay, whatever. We're in the closet. We were in the living room and Jackson was doing something in there, and we all got emergency alerts on our phone that we were under active tornado warning until 7:30. They've increased that until 8 o'clock. We are on the northeast side of the storm. So we've had family call and say, oh, y'all okay? Y'all know y'all can come here. We cannot go anywhere at this point. Nobody is going anywhere. We are in the storm, and that is just the way it is. But the kids and I are safe, and so that's really good. Thank you, ma'am. We do appreciate that. And I just thought, hey, I'll go live with the friends and see what you guys got going on. That's exciting. We are all ready for bed, and we were just sitting in the living room doing a few house chores and different things like that, and then the emergency came through. So we're like, oh, my goodness, okay, everybody grab your things. I've got the dog, and Mama's not here for storms. She didn't want to be in the storm shelter with us at all. This is our most safe space, which is in my bedroom closet. There are no windows or anything in here. We were checking the garden to make sure that our greenhouse is still standing, and we're just supposed to be under tropical storm warnings, not the actual hurricane. It did not make landfall here as a hurricane, but it has died down. But they did release school at 12 today for middle schools. I think Jackson got out a little bit earlier. And, excuse me, no school here tomorrow. So we are just, we have water, we have food, we still have power, which is good. We've been charging up our phones and different things all throughout the day, and really just doing things around the house to keep us busy, keep our mind off the storm. Because some of the things you have to think about when you live in a hurricane place or a tornado place, or, in an area where there is possibilities of bad weather. We have the dogs now, and now we have 2 dogs. Gwen, we probably could get away with. Thank you so much, ma'am. Excuse me. Gwen, we could get away with putting her in a small carry-on and taking her. Mama absolutely 100% is not going anywhere short of medication, and probably even have to knock her slam out because she is just not that type of dog. She does not enjoy people. She does not enjoy going places. She's socialized. She likes certain people. She doesn't like everybody. And so we always have to think about that. So we do have lots of water in the house. We have food. We were actually in the middle of cooking dinner. I had to rush and cut the stove off real quick and then grab everybody and make sure we got inside of the closet. So I don't do live videos. We are doing good. The kids all have their devices, and I was following the storm. We had a lot of red in our area. And so right now it looks like the area where we are, the red has moved along, but it is going towards the big city. We do not have sirens here that I am aware of. I've never heard sirens here. We just got the emergency thing on the phone that came through. I would assume that if something were to happen to that magnitude, we might have sirens, but I've never heard them, and we've lived here 17 years, and we've actually had tornadoes that the kids and I stayed in. We stayed through Michael. We left for Florence. I meant hurricanes. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a lot. we stayed for Michael. We left for Florence, which was good because our area was really badly affected during Florence. We were very thankful, though, that we did not sustain any damage to our home. And I'll tell you how good God is. I can't do no video without talking about the Lord, so I'm just going to talk about God and move on with my life. That's just what it is. A couple of days ago, before we even knew the storm was coming, I was standing outside in the backyard. You know, we spend a lot of time out there with the garden. And I heard the Lord say, start praying for the trees. We had some trees taken down. How many trees did we have taken down? No, we had more, 5, 7, something like that. We had quite a bit of trees taken down. But we still have some trees up. So when you have taken down the trees that are next to the other trees, they wave in the wind quite a lot. And I was standing out in the backyard the other day, and the Lord said, Shakema, begin to pray for the trees, that they would not touch your house. This was before we knew that Hurricane Idalia was coming. And so I just stood out there and began to pray. I prayed in tongues and just, Lord, don't let anything come out this dwelling. I know. Several days later, here we are. It is coming to us as a tropical storm. And so we are getting the bands of that outer band rain now. I don't think the eye wall has passed this way yet. And I was praying that it would, thank you so much, Miss Rose. We do appreciate that. Psalms 91 is my verse, my go-to verse. I was praying that we would actually get the brunt of the storm during the daylight hours. It's always better for me that way to see. But we did not. We're just now starting to get some effects of the storm now. I'm trying to put you guys up where I don't have to hold you in my hand because I did not. Look at God. He wants me to be blessed every day. We did not plan to be in this closet, but we are in this closet. And the kids are good. Here's Gwen. Say, hey, Gwen. Say, hey, Gweenie. Her name is Gwendolyn Glory. A lot of people call her Queenie, but her name is Gweenie. She's Gweenie the Cheweenie. And so this is her first weather event with us. This is her first weather event at all. And the dogs are doing good. Like Mama is not nervous. She's never been nervous in storms of anything like that. And Gwen does not seem to be nervous either. So they're all doing very well. Of course, Jackson is too tall to really be scrunched up in this closet, but we're all doing the best we can. I have to put my glasses on so I can see the comments because I can't see, and my lighting is poor, and I do apologize for that. But, we're doing real well. I was thankful that God had prompted me to pray for those trees because we have some pretty tall trees. Excuse me. And if one were to uproot and fall, it will fall directly, the back side of the house where we are would get hit. But I was just praying, God to keep us safe. And then God was like, well, pray for your neighbors, because sometimes this is a good teaching moment. Sometimes we think about us and me, mine. We don't think about anybody else. And so what we need to do is remember other people. I've got neighbors all around. So if I'm going to pray over my property, why not pray over everybody else? God, I just pray to keep us all safe, that we would be able to come out of this on the other side. And I remember the last storm that we had, I can't remember what that was, but it was really, really bad. And the trampoline took off and almost flipped over my neighbor's fence, and I was just so concerned, and we had it chained down. Jackson and I were out there in the middle of the rain and the storm, and it was really bad. So I'm just thankful that even though we have the weather coming, we are not affected as some were. Florida was hit pretty bad. I know Georgia probably got some of it really bad. Hey, how are you? And we just want to be thankful that even though we are getting the weather, right? I think it was Miss Carla who was saying, she prayed over us that we would be like Jesus in the storm. We just go to bed. Do I have fear? I don't have fear. But I do, I do have to be mindful that I have children, and my job specifically is to protect them. That's what I'm here for. And so I always think about it. I told them we need to make sure we had our boots ready, shoes, whatever. We probably should have packed a quick to-go bag just in case we would have had to evacuate, but right now, with the weather the way it is, we would not evacuate out of this place. But next time, I would do a quick to-go bag, just enough stuff for everybody, just a quick change of clothes, at least some underwear, if nothing else, because there's nothing like being in some rusty underwear for a few days if you have to evacuate to a shelter of some kind, which all the high schools around us are shelters. If we need shelter, and we don't live very far from a high school, thank you so much. We do appreciate any prayer. We believe that there is no distance in the spirit, and so we are very thankful that people do think of us and keep us in their prayer. Y'all, I'm in my moo-moo. I was planning on going to bed and living my best life. Here we are, just moo-mooing it up on this live. Oh, not yet, but okay, because we're at the bottom, right? So we're all the way down. South Carolina, we're very close to South Carolina, about an hour-ish away, and so it's just making its way. But we had a lot of red, a lot of red. We had, I think, 3 tornado warnings at one time. I think they've downgraded us to just one, especially in my area where I live. But on the other side of town, they had some strong warnings over there with a lot of red was there. And then where one of my schools is, because I have 3 middle schools in this northern area, and so where one of my schools was, I saw some red there, and they said there definitely was some touchdown there. So we praying that all is well with the school, and we have a lot of construction on all of our schools right now, and I think they did as well as they could to make sure that everything was battened down before we actually hit the road. I hit the road at noon. They as soon as the kids that were dismissed, they let us go. I got gas. Made sure I had a few dollars of cash in my wallet just in case we did need to evacuate and I could not use my debit card. And that was and then I got back home to make sure that we had everything secured outside, and there were no little last-minute things that we needed to do. So, because yesterday we did a lot of preparations because we knew it was coming. So, Alana was off from work yesterday. She was off today, which is very good. She's supposed to go in the morning, but 6 a.m. under a tropical storm, we're hoping that they stay closed. We don't know that to be true right now, but we're very much hoping that they do stay closed because I'd have to drive her. But we're good. We're good. I think, yes, we are. We're doing very well. I think you have to always prepare, but I don't have fear about anything. God is my protector, and he protects my children. He loves them more than I do. He protects us all. And we believe in the power of prayer, and we believe in the power of agreement. And so those of you who are praying for us there, as we have been praying, and different family members and different things, we just appreciate that because we believe that there's power in agreement. I always plead a bloodline around my property. There's nothing shall come nigh this dwelling, no pestilence, no storms, no nothing. Just do not come. Well, Shakema, you think you exempt from everything? I do not think I'm exempt from things. We're going through this storm, but that's just exactly what's happening. We're going through this thing, and we're going to come out better for it on the other side. So I'm just very thankful that that's how God has set my mind up, right? Because when you don't have peace in the Lord, your mind goes in different places. It goes at different speeds, and you're trying to work everything out in your head. Here's the truth of the matter. Whatever comes, God is still going to be with us. He is going to make preparation for us. I had family from Maryland call, and I know that if I had called them yesterday and said, hey, the kids and I are on our way, they would have moved heaven and earth for us to be there. My ex-husband's mom just called to check on the kids. She's like, y'all know y'all can come here. They're a little further inland than where we are. I've got some really good friends that live close to the Charlotte area. If we needed to go there, we would definitely have been welcomed. We stayed with them for 10 days. It was 13 of us in a little house, 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, 13 of us for 10 days. when Hurricane Florence came through, and they are our bosom friends. They are our people, if that makes any sense. I have lots of friends, but I have people. And I knew no matter where, I think that's why this community is important. And I've met a ton of people that have joined my Titus 2 Women's group. That's Mama snoring, just in case y'all hear. She is like Jesus. She is not moved by anything. She said the storm may come, the winds may blow, but she gonna snore in Jesus' name. So she is over here snoring. So if you hear heavy breathing, it's the dog. And so I've met a lot of people through social media and through my Titus 2 Women's group. I mean, I have friends in Delaware. I have friends in Houston. I was talking to my friend Angela today. She's like, girl, you ready to come to Houston? We could have said, hey, we on our way to there, and we would have had a place. I got friends in D.C. I have friends in Georgia. I've got friends everywhere. We could have called Tangi over at Freedom Homestead and said, girl, we on our way to Kentucky. She'd have been like, come on, sister friend. You know what I'm saying? So community is important. I was speaking to somebody earlier today, and we were talking about, community. Your family is who you make your family. I got blood relatives. I have blood relatives. Don't negate that by any means. But I have some friends that are closer to me than my blood family. And I'm very thankful that God, will you text Ava and tell her mom was good? Friends texting right now. Hey, just checking. Just want to make sure y'all are good. Just, community is good. You can live your life by yourself, or you can live your life with community. And I just find it better in community. And it is such a blessing. It is such a blessing. I've got, my son is in Texas, Shamika's in California. She was like, Mom, y'all want to get on the plane and come out here? That was yesterday. And we very well could have done that, right? So there are places for my children. I think there was a time in my life when I didn't think there was a place for us because of everything that was going on. And there's a place for us. And there, Ephesians 3:20 and 21 says, now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ask, think, or dare to dream, hope for. There are places for us. There was a time in my life when I didn't think there was a place. And he says, no, Shakema, I've given you places. And so I'm so thankful that that is the case for me and for mine, and not just me and mine. If I were to have another family with me and say, hey, my sister's with me, can they come as well? My family, my friends, my people would have said, Shakema, bring as many as we'll find room for them. He makes room for all of us. And so I'm very thankful every single day that I have that, because not everybody has that. I know what it's like to feel alone. I know what it's like to not feel like you belong anywhere. And I'm thankful that I don't feel like that anymore. And so I was just sitting here like, let me go live and hang out with these YouTube people while we're sitting in this closet, because, sometimes you just need the fellowship of the community. So that's pretty good. So I'll share with you this. You'll hear more about this when I do my budget video. I think the kids and I are going to do a pantry challenge in September for a couple reasons. I've got a couple of things that we did not plan for this month that I need to pay, which Gwen has to. Thank you so much, ma'am. Gwen has to get a round of shots. She has to get 3 rounds. So 1 last month, 1 this month, and 1 next month. So I've got to pay for those shots, which we did not have a lot. When I had that, when ma'am got bit by that dog, all the money I had saved up, which was quite a bit of money in her account, because ma'am has been very good, just needing food and stuff. All of that money in that account was wiped out because we had to pay that emergency vet bill. And so I got to pay for Gwen to go get her shots, and then she needs flea and ticks, and she needs her nails done, and ma'am needs fleas and ticks, and then I've got to get her chipped, and then I've got to get her fixed. So I've got to prepare for November when she's getting her stay. And so that's just coming up. And then we have a ton of food in our fridge and freezers. And we want to make sure that we're not wasteful. We've got still garden produce coming out of the garden. And so I want to make sure that we're not wasteful. I think I'm going to save about $40 to $50 each week just to have out, which is a little bit less than what I would normally have. And or maybe a little bit less than that. We just need milk and maybe some eggs or something like that. And I don't think we need anything else. So I'm going to not do too much in groceries this month so that I'll have some extra buffer money to make sure that I can cover those costs. I also have a trip this month. I'm going out to Dallas this month. So any of my Dallas folks, would you tell Marjay we're good? And the dogs are snoring like Jesus. Son is snoring like Jesus. Look, take a picture of him, Alana, so she can see him. It is getting a little toasty in this closet, though. I guess all I can say. What time is it, bud? Is it 8:01? Okay, we should be good to go out of the closet. So my children have abandoned ship. They're going to go out because it is getting warm in here, and we'll just take ourselves out there. But that's one of the things we're going to be doing for September is a full pantry challenge. Probably about $25 a week I'll save out for milk, eggs, because I don't even want to get a whole lot of that. I just want to use up everything we have. Be careful, sister. Take us as way down as we can, and then we'll try to do a big stock up in October, November, probably more closer to November because I've got another trip that I need to be on in October, so I have to save up a few funds for that. So that's kind of what we're going to do moving forward. I've got my budget coming out tomorrow. You want to go? Go ahead, Queen. Go, Queen. Come. Come on, Mama. You going? Okay, good girl. Very good. Go ahead. Go, Queen. Oh, see if it's dry enough for her to go to the potty because she's been in here for a minute, and she probably will have to go. So I'm going to take you guys with me out of my car because we are done with the closet. Praise the Lord. Which I do have to get in here and do my declutter of all of the things because I've got a ton more stuff. Glory to God. Hallelujah. When you lose 31 pounds, you can get off the ground. Oh, it's a blessing from the Lord. Ooh. Oh, are you really? Oh. I'm actually going to be in Arlington, Texas. We're in the dark, but go with it for a minute. It is really dark out there now, y'all. So we're going to be in Arlington in a couple of weeks. There we go. Yes, lovely? See if she needs to pee. Maybe put some paper towels out. If she needs to pee, she can do it on that because I didn't get any puppy mats. Do we have any puppy mats out in the? None? Okay. Well, find some paper towel. That'll work as well. Okay, let me see if I can get some light on the situation. There we go. Hey, y'all. Okay. So we out here in the storm, and it's all gonna be good. We're doing good. Actually, the storm is not terrible so far. We're just at the start of it. We're not past it by any means. So for oh really? Okay. Well, Miss Rose, how about you send me an email, 1 mom, 2 girls, 2 boys, 8 in all. And when we head out there, if you want to put your phone number in there, then I will try to contact you when I come to your area. We'll be there, I think, for 4 days. 4 days. So you put your little phony number in there, and if I'm able, maybe we could find a place to have a coffee or something. How about that? So, yeah, we're doing good. It is really dark, though. So, and we just had those, we had 3 back-to-back tornado warnings at one time. Oh, okay. Hey, ma'am. So I'm going to be in Dallas. Well, I'm flying into Love Field, and then I'm going on to Arlington. So any of you Dallas ladies, let me know. Y'all send me an email, and I'll say, hey, this is where I'm going to be. Maybe we can meet y'all somewhere. We do appreciate all the prayers. We do appreciate everybody that's rocked with us all this time. Y'all, we're almost at 50,000 subscribers. Can y'all imagine? Look, I'm all over the place, but that's okay. We out here in our moo-moos and everything. God is good all the time. In your moo-moo and out your moo-moo and all the things. But we're almost at 50,000 subscribers. I'm so stoked, blown away, all the things. Very blessed by, that God is doing for us. And I remember starting off this journey. It was a little different. I don't think, nobody thought we should do it. Oh, goodness. Oh, are you in Central Florida? Oh, well, perfect. I'm I'm so glad I was watching some of that earlier when I was at work, just had it playing in the background because I was really trying to see where the storm was going. And when you see all that on the radars, I was like, Lord have mercy, just keep those people safe. Just keep them safe. I knew we were going to get something, but of course, we were not in the heart of all of it. I think it's kind of calmed here for right now, and I'm going to keep trying. Sister, make sure my other phone gets pretty charged so that we can have multiple phones. I'm trying to make sure we keep all of our devices charged in case we lose power. Heavy rain in Georgia. My sister works for a particular department, I won't say which, and they're on standby. They may have to deploy to Georgia. She's not in the military, but that's what they said. They'll deploy, whatever that, go there. So she is on standby. And when I say my sister, I don't mean my blood sister. I have a blood sister that lives here, but I also have my sister that I met in church. And we've been together, 17 years, 16 years? We've been friends 16 years, I guess. About that long. No, we haven't, not that long. 14 years. Something like that. Yeah, something like 14 years. So she is my sister, probably more so than any of my blood relatives. She knows everything about my life, my kids, my finance. She knows all the things. If anything were to happen to me, she would step into this house and take care of my children, just like they were her children. So all is well. Well, that's all, y'all. I think that I want to kind of chat out with you guys for just those few little minutes. I've got some interesting news. I've got some testimonies that I need to share, but I'm going to share those when I do my budget updates, because it's such a God story, and it's not always finished, so it's hard for me to share it right now. But as I do budgets for September, y'all hear about how God has really blessed the kids and I. We were in a little bit of a situation, not financially. The children and I are fine. We don't owe nobody. All our bills are paid. I always take it like that. When everything is paid, we straight. We didn't owe anybody. But I saw some dips in places I shouldn't have seen any dips, and the Lord came through. And when I tell you He did an Ephesians 3:20 and 21 type of situation for us over here, you would not even believe this. This is only God can do it. Only God can do it for us. And I think for me, that is one of the things that I hold strong to my faith. I don't care what else is going on. I'm going to believe the Lord. And He said He will take care of me. He said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging for bread. And my children and I have not begged for bread, not one time. Not one, even at our worst days, moments when our money was real funny. We have never begged for anything. We've always been taken care of. But in this season that God has us in right now, I feel like I'm preaching. Y'all just go with it. This season that God has us in right now is such a season of divine provision. It's divine breakthrough. It's divine. It's so mind blowing that I am like, God, this is all you can do. How, when, what, God? Oh my, wow. Hey V, hey friends. So anywho, as the month of September goes along and things kind of start, that testimony rounds out, I am going to share that with you all, and just for the goodness of God, and just how good God has been to me, and not only me, but how God has blessed other people who are connected to me, or who I'm connected with, or who He's allowed me to have fellowship with. I said I was done. I keep lying on these things, y'all. But when something's stirring, it's stirring. So when God allows you to have a connection, I'm thankful for divine connections. Every connection that I have, I pray, is a divine connection. God, what is it that you want me and this person to accomplish together? What is it that you want me to impart to this person? What is this person supposed to impart to me that I'm supposed to learn from and grow from, and all of that? So I think when you're looking at your friend group and you're looking at acquaintances and people who are trying to be in your space, not that you're looking at people like under a microscope, like what you want. God, what is it that you want us to do together? What is it? What is the testimony that needs to come out of this relationship? And not every relationship is a man-woman relationship. These are just friends. These are sister friends, bosom buddies. These are business partners. These are things that God is allowing to happen to me and my children that I never thought would happen.
And all of that is happening in this season of my life. He told me very specifically back in October, and then he confirmed it in December. He said, Shakema, you are going to see what I said about you. He said, this is the season to see what I said about you. He did not tell me that I needed to be laser beam and pinpoint focused on anybody else. He didn't say be in somebody's business. He didn't say any of that. He said, this is the season to see what I have said about you. And when he said that to me, I really took that thing on and close to my heart. I was like, okay, God, because sometimes it doesn't look like what he said. And whether it looks like what he said or not, he still said it. And I'm still going to believe that. And he's going to cause it to come to fruition in his timing, in his, in his mercy, however he want to do it, and all of that. Thank you so much, ma'am. I am thankful that the kids and we're still just on the front end of the storm, so we don't know what the evening is going to hold and going through the night, but we do know that God has divine protection for us, and so we do walk in that. We walk in divine authority that no weapon formed will prosper. We walk in a divine authority that it will not come nigh this dwelling place. 1,000 may fall, 10,000 at my right hand, but it will not come to this place. We thank God that he has a blood covering not just over us, but everybody that's attached to us, our neighbors here, our neighbors there, our neighbors behind, that everybody who is connected. I have a neighbor that's connected by a fence here. I have a neighbor that's connected by a fence and a neighbor that's connected by a fence. That's how I was able to only have to pay for the front of the fence, because all these people were connected and they had already their fences up. So if I'm praying for God to take care of me, I'm praying for God to take care of everybody, because we all need to be good. This is our area. This is our place. And the last time a storm came through here, it really threw us out of whack for a long time. And that rebuild was really bad. We were out of food I've never seen a grocery store without food. And thank God that he's allowed us to be able to begin the process of growing our own food and canning our own food. I don't have a year's worth of food, but I do have quite a bit in my pantry that I could go in and pull out if I needed to. I've got a charcoal grill. I've got a gas grill that still has gas in it. If I needed to cook outside, we have a 6-foot table. We could make an outdoor kitchen if we needed to do that. And so I just continue to thank God for all of the skills he's allowing me to learn. I'm a career woman, but I am also a farm girl, and there's nothing wrong with learning your skills. So I'm encouraging everybody out there who may not have the skills, and don't use the excuse, well, I don't have the space. If you go and watch Becoming a Farm Girl, she has her green stalks on the back of her deck on her townhouse in Maryland, right? She ain't even she don't have farmstead. She don't have 3 acres. She don't have a third of the acre that I got, right? And I look at my property and I go, God, if I had a full acre, wow, that would be crazy. I have a third of an acre, and he's allowing us to hone our skills and to be able to learn things. I even meant to share this as well. There are certain crops that I'm not going to grow again. I'm good at them, but we don't eat them, or we don't like them, or we don't use them in enough time. So I'm going to stick to the things that my kids and I like. I'm going to still go back and try my hand at some zucchini, some squash, and see how it all works out. We have squash vine borers that hate us, and so we're going to give it another go. I've got to get some seed in the ground tomorrow. It's the last day of August, and I was supposed to plant some stuff mid to late August. Well, this is the last day of August tomorrow, so I've got to get some seed in the ground. But there are certain things that we will not be growing again. It just didn't do well for us, and so I have to be okay with what didn't do well, right? And just we've got to make some movements. I'm also going to try to procure 2 green stalks. I'm going to put on my Christmas list for my kids to chime in and jump in together. Maybe that, because normally they'll all put in a little bit of something. So if they all put in a few dollars, I probably could get one big one, and then I'll work on getting another one, which will not be any problem. I'll just put aside for it. And then when I save up enough, I'll buy it right out, just so I can do more like some herbs and some berries and just some of the things I could not get into my in-ground garden. This year, we're also going to put up another cattle panel so my peas have a place to grow. And I was also thinking that I might use that, Alana, text Landy, tell her I'm doing a video. I would probably use my cattle panel next year, because all that's vertical space. So if I were able to get the soil just right around the full cattle panel, then I could actually grow crops up those. Just the basic things, cucumbers, snap peas, runner beans, all of those. So I would be able to have the full gamut of my garden to grow up that cattle panel, and it would just be like, a little bit of soil around it. I got to figure that part out. Um, oh, does he? Does he? Yeah, it's all learning experience, right? Everything you can learn. This year, I was so scared to can, and then Tony from over at Kettle Kitchen invited me on the Jar It Up June, and I was like, I'm giving this thing a whirl. And then somebody was like, hey, we got a canner. Do you want to try it? I was like, okay, I'm really giving it a whirl now. So you just try things. Jackson's learned how to bake bread. He knows how to do it. I may not do that, but we're a family and everybody does something. Sister doesn't enjoy cooking. She takes care of the dishes, right? So we all work together as a family. Anywho, I've been up here quite a long time, and we were just trying to let you guys know that the kids and I are safe. We are right as rain. If anything comes up, we'll post on our community tab. Um, the rain's picking up again. Yeah, I hear it. Hopefully my rain barrel's getting full. See, I'm thinking garden. Hopefully the rain barrel's getting full, so that way we have we have water out there close to the garden. Yes. It is close time for me to go to bed. I think the dogs and I are going to go to bed in just a little bit. But we do want to thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. Please do remember to like the video. It just helps us get out into the algorithm. We do appreciate that. If you have not yet done so, please do subscribe. Hit that little bell. That way you never miss an upload from us. Yeah, you saw me in the moo-moo, y'all. We're doing all the things. Anywho, we love you guys. If you're in the path of the storm, be safe. If you've made it through the storm, we hope that there's minimal to no damage, and that you all will be able to bounce back very quickly with your cleanup efforts and those types of things. We love you guys so much, and we will see you all next time. Bye now.